Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Living for Today. And today I wanted to reminisce with you guys and tell you two stories about how love can really overcome and conquer just about anything. The first story is about my Uncle Dave. When he was a younger guy, he was really into drugs, and I mean just about anything. If you could do it, he would do it. And he was with this woman, Kathy. Now, he was in love with this girl, and she loved him just as much right back. But as they got older together, in their later teens, she decided she wanted to go to nursing school, and he was just going to do what he was doing. So they went their separate ways. Well, about 25 years later, after living an extremely rough life, my Uncle Dave decides it's time to get cleaned up. So he does what he has to do, and he finally gets off drugs. And I mean, he's still drinking every once in a while, but he's not like he was. And he happens to run into Kathy. Well, after reminiscing for a few hours, they started to get those feelings like they were both teenagers again. And when they were together, they both felt like they were 16 years old all over again. They felt that love and that connection like they'd never felt with anyone ever before. A year later, they were married. Now, my second story is about a guy I knew about 20 years ago. Now, I haven't really kept in touch with this guy, but I talked to a friend of mine the other day, and he gave me an update, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. Now, just because I don't want to put their names out there, we're going to call them Brad and Vicky. About 20 years ago, there was this guy, Brad, who pretty much hung around the neighborhood. You know, everybody knew him, but no one was really all that cool with him. He was kind of one of them guys that floated around, would pop up every now and again. Well, one day, Brad popped up, and there was this new girl, Vicky, down the block, so Brad started popping up a lot more. Well, no one on the block really gave Vicky too much notice, but Brad did, and he wanted to get with this girl really bad, so he's being extra nice to her, going out of his way to do stuff for her, inviting her out on dates and stuff. And finally, they get together, and after a few months, they start to have a physical relationship. Well, trying to be a man, he says, I want to meet your parents, and, we're going to just get to know each other and get through this. So he meets her parents, and by his surprise, they love him. I mean, they had nothing, no evil, no hate towards him. They were just great people, and he's thinking to himself, I wish these would have been my parents. They're just so accepting. They love her for who she is. They trust her to make her own decisions. Well, after meeting them, he decided, all right, I love this girl. That's it. I want to be a part of this family. So he starts hanging out more, and they start getting together more. And then one day, he went over there to spend the night, and somehow a story came out that kind of split them up for a while. Brad, found out that Vicky was actually born Victor. And he didn't find this out until after they had had a physical relationship for quite some time. So, being a teenager, he split from her, and it just messed up his head. He didn't come around for a while, so one day we go over to his house, and he's telling us, after about a week, he's telling us what happened. And he doesn't know what to do. Well, it turns out a few weeks later, he decided he was in love with Vicky. And I just found out a few days ago, they're coming up on their 11th wedding anniversary, and they've been together 19 years. So even in the strangest of situations, no matter what's going on, love can always be found. So even if you don't have yours yet, it's out there. Just keep your eyes open. Well, take it easy, fellas.